Well, Mr. Fantastic rots in second potential realization hell, I finally got Invisible Woman. So let me just do a quick check here for you guys at level 70 with a crit rate 160 proc. The mind damage is irrelevant because she deals only energy damage. We'll see how she does with 0 Odin's Blessings and honestly a pretty mid build. And then we'll go from there. Quick pulse test at level 70 on stage 49 of Mephisto. You essentially do 5-3-4 or 3-5-4. And you proc on 4, and you instant cancel 5, and you instant cancel 3, and that's it. And then you just let 4 play out all the way, and that's the proc. So she's very proc friendly, just like her daughter Valeria. The only thing you have to take care of is that her 4th skill has a visibly longer cooldown than 5 and 3. It's 1 second slower. So if you start the rotation as soon as 5 and 4 are off cooldown, you will miss it every single time, or almost every single time. So she is very proc friendly. You just have to be disciplined, or just move your eyes a little bit over to the side and look at the 4th skill and see that the 4th skill is not ready yet. So there you go. 45-second phase 1 on stage 45 with a 160 proc is not bad for a character who is very proc friendly. I just missed my first proc there, but no, she's very proc friendly. We'll do a couple more tests just at 70 just to get a baseline of how much her damage, falls off. 24, of course, should be pretty straightforward, especially with all these buffs. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, okay, this is very, very easy. So we're just going to count the first phase here because otherwise it takes a little bit too long to do this whole fight. Oh, she doesn't have very good AoE because as you can see there, Gore moved and she didn't land any hits. That was unfortunate. She has pretty decent defenses, like she heals up from damage and she doesn't take that much damage from hits. But yeah, this essentially just takes you 3 or 4 rotations depending on the timing. Yeah, sub 30 seconds. Very, very nice. Very, very easy for a level 70 with just a 160 proc. Last one I'm actually curious about here. This is stage 39 of Ultron. This is quite a bit higher, but we'll see. Yeah, no, should be fine. Should be fine. 2 bars there. Let's see how she does with her regular rotation. Ooh, okay. The regular rotation is pretty bad. It's not even a bar. Yeah. It's almost a bar. Okay, it's almost. But yeah, it's noticeably better when you have the awakening as well. We're just gonna honestly wait for the awakening here. Because I'd rather do 3+ bar. Actually, you know what? I don't know if she can do this stage. Okay. We're just going to do the first minute and clock the amount of the amount of damage. We missed the proc there. You just have to be so disciplined with waiting for that 4th skill to come back. Because otherwise, the hits happen too fast on 5 and 3. And then you miss. Okay. All right, so in 1 minute we got him down to 23 bars. All right, now let's take her up to 80, unlock that potential, invisible force, and then we can use a regular ticket at least just to get her to 72. That's not bad, but we don't have any more tickets. All right, so I'm just gonna skip through this and then we'll tweak the build a little bit and then we'll go back in. Matron of Defense. There we go. We got the 80 crystals for the level 80. And now we're just going to fix this up and go back in. Back on that Mephisto stage that took us 45 seconds. Let's go ahead and see now how long this takes. We're going to proc here. Oh, okay. Damage in the 700,000s. And I saw a few millions there on the tier 3. Or on the awakening. Sorry, not the tier 3. This should be like, 2 rotations. Okay, there you go. So 30 seconds faster. Instead of taking us however many rotations, it took us 2 rotations. Very nice. Okay, just a casual 9 bars. I'll be really surprised if this is not a one-shot because 24 is super low for a level 80. But just for science, let's go ahead and check. Yep, that's a one-shot. Yo, one-shot the whole thing. Hey, yo. So it was 30 seconds to get down to the first 15 bars. So half his life in 30 seconds. Versus one-shotting his entire life in just 1 rotation. So it took Invisible Woman a minute to take down 7 bars. I think she's going to take down 7 bars right here. Yep, there we go. 8 bars. Almost 9 bars in a single rotation rather than a minute. Yeah, the level 80 buff for Invisible Woman is very nice. But to be fair, these bosses have been less than challenging. These are not really the bosses you you want to test. So let's go and test her against the real bosses. No, the most difficult boss in Marvel Future Fight. Nah, I'm kidding. But just as a meme, this is stage 84, and I just want to see how much damage she does here. Yes, yes. Okay, 6 bars. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to co-op and then proc. Oh, we missed our proc. Lame. Okay, that's okay. I think she can do this, but I just wanted to check. I mean, there's a lot of female characters that can do this stage for sure, but it's nice to see when new characters, especially ones that are sort of designed for PvP first and foremost, can actually come in here with a fairly free-to-play build, right? Like, what is a 160 proc? Let's be real, and they can blow it up, right? So that's quite nice. I do enjoy that, and I just want to check here. Still proc friendly. Yeah, still blowing up guts here. Awesome. So she'll be able to get through this in a minute and change. Maybe less if I stopped missing my procs, which is cringe because I'm doing exactly what I told you guys not to do. I'm pressing the 5 and the 3 before the 4 is ready, and I'm not respecting the cooldown. Nah, she can absolutely smash this stage at level 80 with a 160 proc. If there is a world where Invisible Woman can do this at level 80, tier 3, that's absolutely nuts. Okay, she's going to dash here. Like, I might screw around and give her an energy then in that case, because that's crazy. That would... Wow. That's a lot of damage. Wow. Crazy. Got to see what the regular rotation does, because that's what we're going to be doing most of the time, but that damage is not bad at all. And then she gets through it fast enough here to wrap into the next rotation. Wow. So 30 seconds, and I got through 10 bars. So, yeah... You're on pace. At this speed, you're on pace to do it in a minute 30, I believe. Barring any kind of, you know, holdups from having to dodge shit. Because that's Jean's kind of main issue is you got to dodge her shit. That probably wasn't the best amount of damage to do on the Awakening skill rotation. Okay, we had to co-op there. I didn't want to waste it that early, but we did have to co-op to dodge this. Okay. It's a little bit messy. It's probably not quite doable here with this. But, I mean, it's a 160 proc, so I'm missing 40%. And then it also could be, you know, chain hit. All that chain hit from an energy. But look at this. Look at this girl, man. I'm so glad I tested this because this is honestly impressive. This is one of the more impressive displays at level 80 that we've seen. And from what I've heard from people who have Invisible Woman at tier 4... Though the good thing about her is her tier 4 skill charges up every rotation, and her tier 4 skill also does damage, so you can add that in, right? Because it does damage. Now, I don't know how proc friendly that's like if that's going to screw up her proc friendliness. That would be kind of annoying if that were the case, because obviously using a proc build in this case with like an energy or a mighty destruction or whatever would make her better for world boss. And I'm highlighting World Boss specifically because if you take a look at the stages that she's available for, she's actually available for a lot of stages. You can see Invisible Woman right here, available for 30 different restrictions here, up there with Miles and Hulk and Spider-Man. So very, very valuable. I mean, you know, not the best, right? The best is Spider-Gwen at 37 and Captain Marvel at 35. But those kind of are outliers, right? Most of the people land in the 34 to 33 range, so she's not that far off. Obviously, the easiest comparison would be Sharon Rogers. I would guess that Invisible Woman is just like a tankier version of Sharon Rogers. Probably less damage than Sharon Rogers, let's be real, but tankier. And then has the flexibility if you want to build her later for PvP. My bad. If you want to build her later for PvP that Sharon doesn't have, right? You can't build Sharon for PvP. So I would say if you have Invisible Woman unlocked, I think it's an interesting use case where you could build her for PvE, even if you just leave her at level 80. I'm not saying you should tier 4 her necessarily, but you could build her to 80. You could build her for PvE, give her like an energy or a 200 proc or something like that, and then use her. And then in the future, if you unlock Franklin, then you could pivot and you could build the Fantastic Four as a PvP team. I think that's really nice. I think it's really nice to offer that kind of progression system for a team in Marvel Future Fight. Like, I think it's very, very good. Like, if you take, for example, the Defenders. We all loved the Defenders for PvP. That was great. But they literally had no use outside of PvP. Like, they were not good at all for PvE. So it was basically just, it's all or nothing. But I think with Invisible Woman, and to a lesser extent some of the other Fantastic Four members, you have that option of, you know, building one way and then building another way in the future, which I do really like. Like, for example, with Jean, you know, a lot of people built her for PvP straight away when she was the dominating force. Now that she's trailing off and she's losing value in PvP, that doesn't mean she's lost value. Now you could pivot her to a PvE build, and she's amazing, right? So I do like that, and I think that's going to be the big difference maker between these two, because he seems really bad at 70 for PvE. But we'll see how well he does at 80 when we finally unlock it. But yeah, the level 70 for Mr. Fantastic is a travesty. So yeah, Invisible Woman, surprising bright spot here in the update, and I'm glad to see them doing crystal, the deluxe pack crystal characters. I'm glad to see them doing right by them and making them strong, even at, you know, before tier 4, because I think it's really important. Anyways, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.